What's up, guys, and welcome back to 3G Video, where today we have Benny at a different location. We loaded him up on a trailer yesterday. Bye, Benny. I'll see you tonight. Have a safe trip. I came up here late last night. Okay, guys, it is very dark, and it is like 1 a.m. in the morning, but I made it up to Bryce's. Benny's on the trailer over here. He made it up safe and sound. Maybe had a slight strap issue, but he made it. We're all good. And today, we are going to start getting some serious work done as we make this engine swap possible. So let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Okay, well, if you've been around the channel for any point in time, you will know Benny has leaked oil for like 2 years. It's been bad. And that has created a major mess down in the engine bay and underneath the car with all the oil and such. So before we get working on it, we're actually going to pressure wash Benny out to try to make it as clean as possible for us working on it. It's obviously not going to get everything, but it's going to be a lot better. So let's get a little bit of cleaning done. After getting some of the bottom clean, got it into the garage up on dollies. We got a little bit of work done here. Got it sideways. We're gonna rotate it around here a little bit. It's definitely an ordeal, but it's been fun. I think this is the cleanest that engine bay's been in a hot minute.
See, I told you guys we could spin it in the garage.
Yeah, it's smaller than your truck. All right, so we had to pull Roxanne out of the garage for this weekend, which is gonna be weird. But this is the first time Bryce is seeing it on the ground after he did this massive notch in the front. Got the engine back in it from last time I was up here. This thing's gonna be sweet. Yep. Okay, so we got the car into the garage. I'm obviously standing in the engine bay here. We're trying to figure out where everything's gonna place. We are definitely gonna have to move some stuff around in here to make the engine and transmission fit. We're trying to figure out what all that entails. So, doing some measurements, got the straight iron here to see where our cross member is going to be with the oil pan on the engine over there. Got it on the stand with the oil pan heads on it just to kind of mock up to see where everything's going to fit. And we're going to get a lot of measuring and then start some cutting. Okay, so we got the engine on the hoist here. We're going to stab it in. Got a lot of stuff out of the way, so I've been in the car doing some help. Got this whole area open here, so we can just kind of slide the engine in and see where we line up. So let's stab it in. This looks wild. We actually dropped it down. I think we got an idea of where it's going to fit. It is going to be there. We might have to do some trim. I'm not sure. But from where we had it forward, back, it actually lines up perfect where the back of the bell housing is going to come out to where the end of the transmission is right here at the tunnel. So we're going to cut this tunnel out. We have a hole in the floor now. All right, so it's getting a little later. We're still doing some cutting. We've had the engine in and out a couple times. Move Benny fully into the garage, so we need the heater later. We can. Making another cut. Oh, man. Invincible. Okay, so got the engine in. The cut oil pan definitely gave us the room that we needed. to just slide it in. And then we're actually going to make some engine mounts measured side to side, so it's equal between the frame rails, or at least as close as we can get it. And we're going to just make it off of the frame rail rather than the cross member where the old mounts were. Bryce came up with that idea. Very good idea. And it's going to make it a lot easier to make mounts. So Bryce whipped this up. These guys have been doing pretty much all the work. I'm just watching them work at this point, but they're doing really great. All right, so Bryce has been doing a lot of fab work on his own truck, which we saw earlier. Over the past couple years, Sai's been doing a lot of fab work at his work now. Bryce wants to show us a little tech tip on making engine mounts. He just made a cardboard cutout, and what are you doing with it?
All right, so what I did is I drew this up out of just cardstock or poster board, whatever you have handy, and made a piece, the template that'll fit. And since I'm gonna need about 4 of these, what I'm gonna do is trace it onto onto 1/4 inch MDF here, and then I'm going to mark it down 3/16 of an inch, because that's the width from the edge of my plasma cutter torch to the line where it cuts. So I'm gonna make this piece 3/16 smaller all the way around, and then all I have to do when I go to cut this out is trace it with my torch, and then I can get the same piece over and over again.
Nice. So where'd you learn that from?
I learned that from Garage Fab.
Dude.
He's a really good resource for how to build stuff in a 2-car garage.
That's awesome. So using other YouTubers to help, which is awesome because that's how we share knowledge. So
Absolutely.
there we go. Let's get some engine mounts made. Okay guys, we have an idea for the cross member for the back, but it's getting late tonight. We're all pretty beat. I think we're going to call it for the night. We will we'll see you when we're hopefully a little more bushy-eyed.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Yeah, that thing. Okay. See you guys. Okay guys, it is the next day. We are back out a little bit more awake, which is really helpful. We're going to be getting the transmission mount figured out. I think we're going to use the original cross member, and we're going to get the rest of the engine mounts figured out here. So Bryce is sliding under there to give a look at where our cross member is. If you can look right down there, you can see we stuck the stock cross member back underneath it. There are extra holes in the frame rail that we can move it forward and aft. So I think we're going to move it back. We have to line it up with these bolt holes here. We already made a plate right here. It's going to bolt into the bottom of the transmission, and then we have a bushing that's going to go in this tube with a bolt through it, and we're going to make 2 leads that come up off of the cross member, put the bolt through, and that's how we're going to mount it. So hopefully we can get all that designed properly and make it, sturdy. Main thing is we got to get that angle of the pinion correct, because if that angle isn't right, then we're going to get some vibration and it's not going to be good. We're driving this a lot of miles, and what we plan on doing with it, we need to have that. So before we get the template for the second part of that, we're going to put that on. We'll get the angle right. Just double check that it is perfect, and then we will cut out mounts, weld her in, and be good to go. So Bryce has got some more. He has a powder coater, and he's got new powder coats. So obviously we need to try out the new powder coats on the random transmission mount because reasons. But you know what? We're going to get to see the powder coating process, which is pretty exciting. Okay, Bryce has chose the one that he wants to see, and this is apparently Ocala copper. Is that what you said?
Something like that.
It's got like a coppery tint, but it's also got the green like the Statue of Liberty. So it should be interesting. See what it looks when it lays down. We're actually going to use some evapor rust. Remember when we took the engine apart, had some rust on our rods and some of the push rods, and then the one rocker shaft. So got some of this up here, got some evapor rust. We're going to try it out, see if we can knock some of this rust off. I'm going to clean the pistons up before we put it in there because we don't want to gum up all that. So Got the little scraper here. We're gonna clean faces off and throw it in there and see what we can do. Got it tacked up, and this is what is going to be the final product once it's welded all the way around. That's awesome. Okay, so welding that in, and it started smoking a little bit. May or may not have caught on fire a touch. It's fine. It's probably just gunk down in the middle of it.
No, she burned in good.
Yeah. There we go. Get that inside cleaned out. Yeah. Okay, so this doesn't seem like much is different. You've seen the engine and transmission in it before. However, it is currently under its own weight. It's a little crooked. We might have to like kind of tweak it just a touch. The forward and aft is perfect. Wow, really close to perfect. The mounts are in. Now we do still have to finish weld these, but the ones on the cross member are done. It is in there, guys. This is where it's going to be sitting. That is so exciting. And we're definitely going to make a removable panel so that we can get to the transmission from the top, because that's going to be really handy. Okay, so the next task is making the mock-up trans tunnel out of cardboard. A lot of random fiddling. Had to like cut down here. Got the part here. I'm going to fill in that. Oh, it just went to the floor. And then got to get the other side, so be a couple pieces there. Getting kind of an idea of what the trans tunnel is going to look like so I can send it off the side. Anyways, while I'm doing that, Bryce is painting over there the cross member. And yes, he's painting it on the hood of his Jeep while he stands on the Jeep. And no, the Jeep is not covered, and yes, it is getting the blue paint on his gray Jeep. So
Greg is a rich tapestry of colors.
nice. Funny.
I think 2 coats is going to be enough.
Okay, guys, trans tunnel mock-up is done. Clears the pedal. I got plenty of room for pedals. I'm happy with it. It's not perfect. It's definitely made out of cardboard, but we're going to get the engine transmission out, and we can trace the firewall that would meet up with that on another piece of cardboard over here, and then Si will have something to go off of, making that kind of a reality in metal, not cardboard. So that's a big step. That's awesome. Okay, guys, we are moving very quick. We got the engine out and everything. We're loading it back up on the trailer tonight so we can take him home tomorrow. So yeah, things are moving really fast. We did get the mounts done and everything. Got that trans tunnel mocked up. It's hanging out on the stand back there behind Benny. We're gonna get them all strapped down. Well, guys, we are back home. Benny is back in the driveway, ready to go. Do need to get the engine mounts painted up. So I got a little bit of spray paint here, kind of ish close, same color we painted the cross member. Weird to have him gone and back so quick, but gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, I might have missed the color just a little bit. Here I got some overspray, and it's probably not the prettiest thing in the world, but they're at least covered up with rust, so that's good. Anyways, I think that's where we're going to end today's video right here. Hopefully you guys enjoy getting to see a little bit of progress being made on Benny, even though it looks like we've taken a step back. We're about to get ready to put stuff together. We're going to be putting the engine together in the next video, hopefully. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit a like on this video, hit the little bell notification, do all the YouTube things. And also, in the meantime, go check us out on Facebook and go check out the website. We have some articles up. I think you guys will really enjoy getting into that a little bit more. So go check that out over at 3gvideo.net. You can also buy merch if you want to help support the project. There's Benny stickers over there. There's shirts, a whole bunch of different things you guys can help with. Thank you guys for all the support. As always, have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.